Almost 6,500 miles from Seattle, snuggled between Senegal and Sierra Leone on Africa's west coast, lies Guinea, West Africa. Although the nation is approximately the same size as the state of Oregon, its population is much larger. 10 million people call Guinea home, compared to Oregon's 4 million residents. And of those 10 million, approximately half of Guineans live in or around the capital city of Conakry. Unlike many of its neighboring African countries, Guinea is not plagued with deforestation and drought, but instead boasts rich regions of agriculture and rainforests. It is also rich with bauxite, which is considered to be the most important aluminum ore. Guinea is the world's fourth largest supplier of bauxite, and it is believed that the nation holds almost half of the world's reserves. Despite these natural resources, Guinea is still a developing country, and therefore nearly all of its residents live in poverty. Malnutrition is rampant among Guineans. They suffer from lack of sufficient health care. Most are without basic services such as running water and electricity. And because they also lack an effective educational system, this is a reality that is unlikely to change. Unfortunately, this is the mask of Africa that we all know too well. We Americans grow up with the image of a poor, hungry, overpopulated, disease-filled Africa. And also, unfortunately for us, we so rarely are allowed to glimpse the true face of Africa. Few of us know what it is like to be inspired by Africa, and even fewer get the opportunity to experience Guinea's greatest resource, her people. And that's what brings us together, to share the culture and inspiration of those among us who have visited Guinea, who have been touched by her residents, and who want to give back to a community that has enriched their lives.
The people of Guinea are really incredible. They're unlike anybody I've ever met. They are present and happy and generous and very playful. In Guinea, the family is still very much intact, sometimes with 4, 5 generations living together all in the same house peacefully. The community is intact, neighbors working, sharing, communicating, and cooperating together. And you know, their faith is intact, each person trusting that life is unfolding exactly as it should be. And they're present and talking about and communicating about how appreciative they are that life is the way it is.
When Marissa, a preschool teacher, planned her trip to Guinea more than 2 years ago, she was presented with a unique opportunity to make a difference while expressing her gratitude to the people who had added so much joy to her life. She realized then that she could focus her energy on improving the lives of Guinea's children while giving them hope for a brighter future. During the months leading up to her trip, Marissa founded the Guinea Kids Education Fund.
I will forever be graced by my experience of being with a people who have the joy of music and dance in their hearts, and for whom faith and family is woven through the fabric of daily life. This, set in contrast against the stark backdrop of material poverty. Every day is hard work, and yet this only seems to broaden their capacity for joy and gratitude for life.
The Guinea Kids Education Fund is an education support project comprised of individuals in the United States and Guinea, West Africa, who are committed to enriching the neighborhood of Gkef in Conakry, Guinea. Our mission is to assist and empower the community, first by increasing the percentage of children attending school, and second, by ensuring that those children succeed in school by providing funding for tuition, supplies, uniforms, and shoes. By forming a cooperative partnership that integrates local traditions and cultures in education, our goal is to improve the quality of life for the entire community. In October 2007, Marissa organized the first benefit concert and raised $5,000. Enough money was raised to educate 20 children, 10 boys and 10 girls. That first fundraising effort provided the children with new backpacks, uniforms, supplies, and even additional tutoring. On top of that, we also provided the school with money to build an additional 3 classrooms. The following year, a second concert raised an additional $9,000. We were thrilled. The funds would allow the children to attend far beyond the original 2 years. During a visit to meet the children and tour the school, Guinea Kids Education Fund members from the U.S. and Guinea decided that they could do more by upgrading the level of education. The children of Enko Sank now attend Groupe Scolaire Nimba Eliza. Nimba Eliza offers a full educational experience. They carefully test each student to ensure that he or she is in the correct grade level. We are impressed both by their well-organized infrastructure as well as by the fact that the children learn both French and English. Another step in the children's education was the creation of a homework space. Aliyah Kumbasa created the structure at his home to benefit the 20 children that Guinea Kids Education Fund sends to school. What he didn't expect was that the other children in the neighborhood would come around to see what was happening. Very quickly, the structure became a place where the entire community could come and learn. The Kumbasa home has always been a gathering place in the Enko Sank neighborhood, and now that the homework place has evolved into a community center, that has never been more true. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like without the benefits of a solid education. Which menial tasks would suddenly become burdensome chores? Would you be able to count proper change at the grocery store? Would you be able to catch the correct bus to work? Perhaps you might be able to handle one or both of those tasks, but could you complete a job application? Or would you know the importance of good hygiene? The Guinea Kids Education Fund makes an impact on Enko Sank. Statistics show that each year a child spends in school in a developing nation increases their earning power by 10%. And we agree with author Ben Sweetland's summation on the power of education. We cannot hold a torch to light another's path without brightening our own. The Guinea Kids Education Fund is an organization comprised strictly of volunteers. We have very few overhead costs. And most importantly, our volunteers are directly connected to the children and the neighborhood of Enko Sank. Board members Kareem and Aliyah Kumbasa communicate on a regular basis with both the project manager in Guinea and the children's tutor to check up on their progress. Although most of you have not had the pleasure of stepping on Guinean soil, we hope that this narrative of the children and people of Enko Sank inspire you to make a difference.
Thank you, Guinea Kids Education Fund.
Thank you, Guinea Kids Education Fund.